Hi everyone, this is Diane. I've been just doing some collaging or designing. I haven't glued anything down onto these book covers. It's going to be the front and the back of this journal, and it will be with this digital kit called Rain's Embrace by Ephemera's Vintage Garden. So I have these pages out to kind of help me make sure I'm staying within that color. There's a lot of colors there, but I think all of these look really nice with those pages up there. So I'm using the book, or the birds, on this cover and collaging some scraps of paper around it. And I decided to put just a little bird in the corner on the back side. So I took a picture of these, and I will Mod Podge them, but I had to take a picture so I wouldn't forget where things were. And now my phone is being used to video, so I can't have the picture here in front of me. So I'm going to Mod Podge this off camera, but I figured I would at least work on the collage for the second journal. And I am using this image. I cut it down to 4 inches or 5 inches wide. And I want this cover completely covered. No blue showing and no white showing, but some of this will be covered with fabric anyway. So I'm just going to take my little container of little scraps, and that's what I used for the first cover, and so that's what I'm going to use here. So I'll just fish through here and see what I can find that matches the colors and the theme, the feel of what I have here. Maybe that, I don't know. I'm almost ready to stop looking and start arranging. These Tim Holtz wallpaper pieces are good, I think. It's a good way to use up little pieces because there will be just small areas to cover. Okay. Now on the bird one, as you saw, I took a small picture of a bird to use, so I'm hoping to find a small picture of flowers or another girl. I pulled this out thinking maybe, but that might be bigger than what I want. Let's just focus on this for now. There's not a lot of space to cover here. So I will need a thin strip for the edge. I can put it right on top. We have gotten some relief from the heat. It's raining right now. And I'm so grateful. It was so hot yesterday. And I was preparing for company and making cupcakes, having my oven on. But we had a great time. I mentioned in yesterday's video that my nephew and his wife and her daughter came to have dinner with us, and it was really nice. Both my kids came, and we just had a great time. And I showed her the house. They wanted to come see my new house, so I showed them around, and they were both impressed with my studio, and she wanted to know what I make down here, so I showed her some of my journals, and she wanted one, and I only had one that I was selling that wasn't in my shop yet. So she bought that flower garden journal. That might be maybe this way. I think these colors might work. So I gave her a nice family discount because she was kind of surprised when I told her how much I sold the vegetable garden journal for. But she was willing to pay the discount. And they've been doing all kinds of adventures. They're from Florida, so they're here for 2 weeks, and they've been doing adventures. Some that I've never done, and I live in this area. Well, probably almost all that I haven't done. And so she wanted a journal to record those adventures, and she gardens, so I'm assuming she wants to use it for that too. I think she just wanted one of my journals, and that was really nice. So I did apologize in yesterday's video. I had to make a attachment to the front of the video to apologize that even though in the video I said that it was available, it wasn't. But I put that at the beginning of the video so you could go into it knowing that it wasn't available. But I am making 2 more journals right now. Most of this will be covered, but I think some of the white would show. So I'll choose something that I don't mind showing. Oh, I need to put a new blade in there. So there's the first half, the first cover, the front. Let me look quickly through these pages and see if there's a flower or something I might want to include in the back. I love those owls. I could put that butterfly on if I need to. So we had a really good dinner yesterday. My son-in-law and my daughter made macaroni and cheese and some grilled chicken with a lovely brown sugar garlic sauce on it. My son brought some sweet and sour meatballs, and I made cupcakes because they had the proteins covered. And none of us did a salad or anything. We didn't have a vegetable. But we were full. And we just had a nice visit. They say they'll be back. This is a family of people that we didn't really have, I'd say, you know, we didn't really have a relationship, although Ronnie would communicate or visit me occasionally. But he hadn't seen my son in a long time. He's 5 years older than my son. And they remember each other well from when they still lived in this area and saw each other a little bit more. And they have an affection for each other. So I'm really glad that he is reestablishing our connections. So they say that they'll be back up here in September. They'll be up here for hunting seasons, various hunting seasons. And his wife, his new wife of 4 years, seemed to really hit it off with my daughter, which is a good thing, a very good thing. So I hope that we get to see a lot more of them. We're going to Florida in November to go to Disney World, and so every day is planned, but I think my daughter said this would be cute, maybe. It's not the same style as the other girl, but that doesn't really matter. She is, but I think she's bigger than what I want to use. I'm going to set this aside because the young lady, Ronnie's stepdaughter that came, she loves horses. She has horses. She said, if you ever make a horse journal, and I have made a horse journal, a couple of them. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, no, that wasn't what I was saying. I'm just kind of filling in time while I look through my pictures here. I hope this isn't boring. But I have to find just the right piece, you know? Everything is too big for what I want. Well, that's really big. Maybe that. She's baking little Valentine cookies. She's using I think they're fuchsia flowers, draping them over her ear to make earrings. We're almost done looking. Okay, hopefully we have what I need in this little pile here. I like this one. Let's try that. In the introductory video to these journals, I did mention that I have 2 sets of these pages, book pages, left in my shop. So I mentioned it yesterday, so maybe somebody went and bought them, but I'm mentioning it again today in case they didn't. I think she'll be cute on this page, and I can save this poem too. In Time of Solar Rain by Langston Hughes. Okay, now this gets to be all filled in. I still have these pages right in front of me so I can make sure that I'm not clashing with the colors or even the style. And I want these pieces to be squared off, not torn or curved. I might have to look in my bin of larger pieces now. I did use a book page on the other one. Let me see. Put this at the top because part of the word is cut off there. Okay, I like that. So I'm going to take pictures of these too when I'm done with my filming. So I don't want to destroy these, but I think that would make a cute book cover, don't you? Yeah, I think I've got it. So where are we? I've got lots of time left. So I think, all right, I think what I'll do is I'm going to make this the first half of the video, and then I will turn it off and do the Mod Podging, and then we'll come back and I'll tack the 2 videos together. So you'll get to see these finished. I'm back, and look at these beautiful covers. I love the vibrant colors, especially on this one. And there's the back. I have to put something here. I might put a little piece of fabric there because I put my red line tape on this edge instead of this edge, and because of the Mod Podge, it peeled off most of it, but it tore the paper off here. But this is what I have so far. I have my fabric picked out, and I'm going to select paper. I have a collection here that I've narrowed it down to put a end paper on, and then I want to put these bird images on the front and the back. And then this one, she's just charming. I had a lot of fun putting these covers together. So cute. So let's start with this one. I have this mint green color that matches, goes well with this and this. We're going to use that for the spine fabric. Oh, and for the spine, I use these heavy vintage file folder pieces. So they're sturdy, but not as thick as the chipboard that I usually use. And they're not as flexible as the, sorry, that slapped right down there. They're not as flexible as the hanging file folders that I sometimes use. I have some trims here, so I can pick something out to go along the edge. I just brought over my little cards of my narrow trims. That's not enough to go on both. That's pretty and delicate. And then on the inside, like I said, I want to put these birds on it, but I need a paper behind it. that would work. This one has musical notes on it, and I like that one. Now, I took a lot of these papers out of this pad. Park Lane Heirloom. Of course, Park Lane is a Joann's brand. So I only took one page out. I figured I'd go back in if I picked one out from here. And I think one of these pink music papers came from this pad. So I'll just pick whichever one. This one. Okay, now I want it to go right to there, and then to there. I'm going to put this one on the front because I like the quote. This is not going to be a bird-themed journal. It's an eclectic journal. But I might use some bird stamps in it or something. I have some bird stamps that I don't use very often. Might have some bird images in it, but I don't want to make it a bird theme. So there's that cover so far. Now this one, I'm using this pinkish color. Okay, so now for this, these both have text on them. Tea Party for 6 and Sackable Snackables. And this is just about school lunches, so it doesn't need to be there, but I didn't want to cut around her. I just wanted it to be a square rectangle. So I think I'm just going to leave them the way they are. Yeah, I like that, and I'm going to put these on a black mat. I have to change my paper cutting blade. It's got all these little fuzzies on it. Thinking about what I will be doing inside these journals. I don't really know yet, but I have those Tim Holtz sprays, and I can't remember which specific sprays they are that Jeannie bought me, and I haven't even tried them yet. So I might watch videos this evening on how to use them and just play around on some paper and see if I want those inks. It just depends on how they look. I love this artsy watercolory look on these images, so I'd like to see how those inks play. If not, maybe I can play with some watercolors, because I have no idea what these sprays do. I think I'll change my blade before I try cutting that paper. That's better. Nice smooth cut. Now I have to choose a fabric to wrap around this edge because I goofed. Maybe I'll choose a green or a blue. That one looks pretty. Let's just go with that. That was easy. Those covers were fun. I'm going to use some of the text from these books that I got these images from, and maybe some more of the images. I like this. Laugh as much as possible. Always laugh. Maya Angelou. I probably won't use that fish. I love the colors, but oh yeah, that's the horse one I'm saving. Okay, so I've got the covers done. I hope you enjoyed this. I know you've seen me make covers before if you've been watching my channel, but maybe you're new and you've never seen how I make the covers. But I've done a lot of Mod Podge of covers with putting an image on the front, but I really like this patchwork of papers behind the image, the main image. That's really fun. So I hope you liked it too, and I hope you'll come back to see some more work being done in these journals. I think they're going to be great fun. I'll see you then. Have a creative day. Bye.